Hey, it is 7 o'clock. I will call this meeting to order. Is there anything to change on the agenda?
I have no additions or deletions.
Oh, and also I'd like to acknowledge that Councillor Kirkpatrick is attending via Teams. And no changes to the agenda. Would somebody like to move to adopt the agenda, please? Councillor Liepert, thank you. All in favor? And opposed? That is carried. Okay, accounts payable. Somebody like to move that? Councillor Burns. Are there any questions about any line item on this? Councillor Kirkpatrick, go ahead.
So I think I have a couple of questions. Number one would be the almost $8,000 bill for the fire truck pump. And I guess my question to Shannon would be, is Fort Garry going to cover that bill?
If I may ask Cody just to weigh in on this, please.
The fire truck pump was sent down to the States to get refitted. That was covered under warranty. What they're not covering under warranty is the labor to put the fire pump back into the truck. That's where that bill is coming from.
So how does that make sense?
That is what the discussion has been to date. I think Cody is still having further discussions.
Excellent. Okay.
Is that normal on a new fire truck that parts are covered, not labor?
Well, technically that truck has been almost a lemon since we got it. We don't use it often enough, so time can pass before things fall out. But that thing hasn't worked from day one, and it now 2 years into it, because it's been over a year, right? We got it at Christmas a year ago. So, you know, now we're dealing with, it's probably 15, 16 months. I have no idea. You know, 1 year parts and labor, is that what they do? I don't know.
Or is it 2 year parts, 1 year labor, perhaps? Do we know what the details of the warranty?
We've had multiple email conversations back and forth, and we've been fighting to get what we've gotten so far, and are continuing to have conversations with them because we're, as the Councillor Kilpatrick has said, this is, at this point, it was a goodwill repair. Actually, we're actually off warranty on some of the things, so it's something that I continue to work with.
Did you have anything else to ask, Councillor Kirkpatrick?
Well, my other questions were probably on the landfill. There seemed to be a windshield on a fairly new unit. And yeah, just little things. I don't know the numbers offhand, but. Yeah.
Oh,
2546.
may you weigh in on, I think it's 2546.
Yes, unit 222, there was a customer leaving the landfill that shot a rock into the windshield.
Oh, did they get to pay the bill?
We cannot identify the customer.
They didn't
Oh.
stop me, obviously.
Okay. Well, it just seems odd that windshields would get broke out there, but I guess anything can happen. Thank you.
Did you have a second item from the landfill?
No, I don't want to know what the answer is to that one. So no, I don't.
Yeah, the question.
Go ahead, Scott.
I do see 3 EFTs for hydrovac bills totaling $20,625. When there's conflicting utilities, I can understand getting them, but when there aren't, you still use them. Why don't they just dig with their shovel? Like on 6th Street, my example would be.
Go ahead. Weigh in on that?
Yes, we are investigating the current billing. And I can provide further information at it.
Thank you.
Councilor Backer, did you have specific ones that you had pointed out?
Just the Sixth Street one, there's no utility conflicts. I'm not sure why a hydrovac would even be there. Just a shovel in the back, and just the time, right?
Anybody else? Okay, Councilor Burns move that. All in favor to receive for information? And opposed?
I'm in favors.
That is carried. Okay, we got two delegations coming up. First delegation is going to be Taylor and Ingrid Prince. Just a reminder to both upcoming delegations, you have a 10-minute time limit, give or take. 2 minutes starts now.
Good evening and thank you for your time. So we are here today as residents of 3rd Avenue Southwest to request a review of the current 50-kilometer speed limit and road conditions. Our primary concern is that the road runs directly alongside a recreational soccer field where children and families are regularly present. This creates a situation where a 50-kilometer speed limit on a gravel road is not appropriate for the level of pedestrian activity in the area. Gravel roads already reduce traction and increase stopping distances at higher speeds. This significantly increases the risk of a vehicle losing control or being unable to stop in time if a child or a ball enters the roadway. We personally witnessed an accident. A vehicle lost control and began fishtailing and then collided with a tree right outside of our house. In addition to the safety risks, vehicles traveling at higher speeds generate significant dust, which impacts both nearby homes and usability of the recreational space itself. Over the past 10 years, we've noticed traffic on this road has also increased significantly. This appears to be due to the off-leash dog park at the end of 3rd Avenue and the seasonal garden center located 3 blocks away. We are concerned that the combination of the increased traffic, recreational use, and a 50-kilometer speed limit on a gravel surface creates an unnecessary and preventable safety risk. We are respectfully requesting that the town consider reducing the speed limit to 30 kilometers an hour and evaluating additional measures such as signing, dust control, and traffic calming for a recreational and residential area. Thank you for your time.
Anybody have any questions?
The 30-kilometer is, it starts almost by the Baden Powell Center, that street, correct? So you want it moved 2 blocks over?
No.
No.
We would like it to go around the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah, this road's going east and west, not north and south.
This is,
It's along the,
Okay, that's what I'm thinking too, is east and west. So
3rd Avenue, there is no 30 there.
It's 50 and it's right where the soccer field is, like
Yeah.
that main park where people park kind of on those trees.
and that's 30 there, right?
That's 50.
That's all 50.
Yeah.
That's
Requesting it to be.
I think we're still thinking north and south. So if you're coming from Broadway, you're gonna hang left to go
Yeah.
past,
I am thinking north and south is 30.
Oh, you're thinking
Yeah.
from the campground.
Yes.
Okay, well,
Oh,
that's north and south, but that's not 50.
That's 50. No,
I mean, that's not 30 either.
that's 50.
That is also 50.
But
So they're thinking when you get to the end of the soccer field, hanging a left.
Yeah.
So all the way down.
All the way down to the pool. Because there's a pool in there too. We have so much recreation there. You know, there's just, it's.
And it's unfenced.
It is unfenced. I watched a little, like, probably 20-month-old run into the street yesterday.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Right beside the car.
yeah,
I've seen it too.
like people park there and they practice like golfing with footballs and stuff right there and families and stuff. It's not fenced.
And
off.
now they have organized soccer there as well.
Yeah.
So when they have that started in, I don't know when that starts, May, I think. So next month, then they will have, I don't know, at some point, at some times, there's like 50 cars there.
Yeah.
And there's kids.
Yeah.
Like just in that area, and it kind of the balls roll, they go to the roads, and little kids, and people do not slow down. And 50, I don't know, they think it's a suggestion, so it's usually 70. you know, or at least it sure looks like it.
Yeah.
On that road, so.
And I've driven this road many times. So going 50 there is, that's fast.
It's fast, yeah.
So in my mind, there's two factors at play here. The recreation safety factor.
Mhm.
If we go 30 on that road because of the recreation, then I think we should probably go 30 on,
4th Street, Southwest.
okay.
Fourth Street, yeah, as well. And I would recommend also, like, we're worried about that area, but even all the way to the dog park. There are so many people walking there with their pets
Yeah.
and little kids and on bikes. I mean,
So that, and to go to the dog park, you gotta get to the end, you gotta hang a bit of a right and then hang a left.
no, you just go straight down.
Just go straight?
Oh,
Straight.
yeah.
Oh,
Dog park, yeah, is right off.
I guess I'm not as familiar with that area as I thought it
You
was.
take your break there.
Yeah, I do, yeah. Let's don't drive by my old house, you know. So the other factor at play in my mind is the dust and whatnot.
Yeah.
So if we go 30 kilometers an hour along this road because of the dust, then maybe we should explore going 30 kilometers for all the dirt roads.
Oh, that would be great. And it would be also nice if they did the silicate or whatever that is more than once a year.
Yeah.
That wasn't on the topic.
I know. That's another minute, sorry.
I'd like to limit the scope creep here, and I'd suggest that administration look into doing the 30 kilometers where Mrs. Prince wants it, and not every dirt road, because let's just keep it in
Recreation
the
based.
that we're dealing with, because that could get out of control.
That's fair. Yeah, so, but
There is a
50 on any dirt
stop
road.
sign as well,
Yeah.
you know, in between our houses, there is the road as well. So, but there is a stop sign there, a road, yeah, if you consider that a road, but yeah.
It's much better than it used to be
I know,
25,
it
30
is.
years ago. Yeah.
I've been there for almost 40 years.
My truck has been stuck there many a time. Okay. You have something?
And we're able to, we would be able to designate that as like a playground zone, right? Just that those, the playground, the ballparks, the 4th Street.
We made another famous 30 kilometer hour zone.
I know, and that's a great one, and I still love it.
But yeah, we can, if we wanted to go with the recreation angle on it, yeah. So maybe after this delegation, Larry's gonna make a motion to direct administration to investigate more.
Yeah.
He'll-
And keep it to that particular area, you know, unless we have a problem someplace else.
And I think it really should classify under a playground zone anyway. With there being a soccer, because right there, the BMX
Yeah,
track,
yeah.
skateboard.
Yeah, I think it fits, and it's unfenced.
This is merit.
Yeah, for sure.
Surprised it hasn't been.
Mhm.
Glad you guys brought that.
Okay, any other questions or comments? Of the Prince?
Yeah.
Here's mine.
Well, no motion's been made yet.
No.
Okay.
So
To clarify what I was hearing, but yes.
Larry can clear it up. You can make the motion now, correct?
And I make the motion that administration look into extending the 30 kilometer area as the princes have indicated past the playground and the dog park in that area in that South 4th Street area.
Third Avenue,
4th Ave. It's 3rd Ave.
Third Avenue.
Yeah,
Fourth
Third Avenue.
Street.
Yeah, 3rd Avenue and 4th Street, yeah.
So you are
Southwest.
extending it from the corner of the BMX track to past the dog park then?
That would be my suggestion.
1st Street Southwest and 4th Street Southwest. That's what I see on it. And then 3rd Avenue Southwest to Broadway Avenue. That's how I'm seeing. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and administration can come back if they have any issues with that, and we can deal with it then.
Dog parks at 5th Street, is it not?
I guess we
Six.
Or 6th?
I think it's in between.
So what I am hearing is that you're moving to receive the Prince's presentation for information.
Yes.
And further directing administration to review the area for reducing the speed limits
Correct.
in that area.
Yeah.
And then we'll bring something back just for confirmation and clarification.
Yeah. Make sure there's no glitches in there that we overlooked here.
Okay, everybody's clear on that? Okay, all in favor of that motion? And opposed? That is carried. Thanks very much, guys.
Thank you.
Okay, delegation number 2. Alan Bouchard. Did I say that correctly?
Yeah.
Okay. Actually, I didn't say it correctly. I said Alan. Alwyn.
Alwyn, yeah,
I
you don't call
apologize.
me anything, I answer to it. So I'm a rodeo producer. I've been making rodeos since COVID was started. I originally was a contestant and I traveled professionally. I made my living rodeo. And now I'm producing rodeos. And what I've been doing lately is I've been going to communities to reviving old rodeos that have fallen away. So like last year, we started Drumheller back up. They hadn't had a rodeo since, I believe 2007. We started rodeo in many berries. And it was in 2000 was last year they had a rodeo. And both those events actually went off good. Many berries was phenomenal, which that's a little crazy, but there's only 14 people that live in Redcliff. And we had, they forgot the count at the gate to see how many people they had, but there was a lot of people there. And when we pulled away, when we sent the bulls out on Saturday night, people were still coming after the rodeo was over. So whatever. So my plan is I want to revive the Box Springs Rodeo. And I did some research on it. It was started by 100 people that were residents of Redcliff back in 1914. It started as a picnic in 1914, 1915. Rodeo events broke out, so probably somebody's horse started bucking or whatever happened, and they proceeded with that event until nobody knows when it come to an end. And then they had a homecoming in 1980, and they revived the rodeo the next year. And it went on, and it grew to the point where it was the biggest amateur rodeo in Canada. It was held north of town here. And it came to an end because people that owned the land had liability issues. There were some things got out of hand. There were some, which could have been controlled probably, but it had run its course, I think. Probably with more security and less drinking and clamping down on that, it could have kept going, but the people that owned the land decided it was over, so they tried to move into Medicine Hat. It didn't work for, I believe, 2 years they had it there. I want to revive it. I have a place north of town that will let me do it. I don't think it's the right place to have it up there. I think it's better to have it in Redcliff because the economic spin up. If we put together a rodeo 10 miles north of town, nobody from Redcliff, they don't get the economic spin off from it. And they can't, I don't think you can grow an event really big. Like I think of big things way bigger now. You guys probably believe me, but I don't think if you move it out, you can grow it as big as it needs to be. And everybody in the country, you can go anywhere and probably anywhere in Western Canada and see Box Springs, and people know about Box Springs. Most of them don't know about Redcliff. For some reason subdivision of Medicine Hat, that kind of thing. But so I think if you bring in a town, it's a chance it can. Unfortunately, I need land in town in order to do it. And I was looking at some land straight west on, I believe it's Broadview or Broadway. It goes down past the greenhouses. I don't know if the city wants the land or whose land it is, to tell you the truth. All I go by is when the GPS Redcliff, there's a red line around here, what you own or whatever. And I think that would be a perfect place to have it. The reason I believe that that's a good place to have it As this event grows, I kind of have the visions of maybe a permanent fairgrounds there in the long run. And if you have a fairgrounds and you have other people doing events, not just myself, people have to go right through your town to get to it. And that really builds economic spin-off for the community. And there is a way you can get into it. Like say, if you guys are having a parade, and I don't know the route your guys parade on Father's Day, but sometimes when you have an event, parades will be on the road and you can't get the stock in to get the rodeo ready. But there is a route that you can come in off the highway and get to it without affecting your parade. And so I think that's the reason I picked it. And by looking at, I think this town is going to grow to the east. Just looking at things, I think houses are going to go toward the east. And the biggest mistake I made seeing of communities that had rodeos and fairs and events is by moving their rodeo. They take it, houses are coming in, or they want a school or they want a playground. So they take the rodeo up and move it somewhere else. It just kills the rodeo. Like Rocky Mountain House is a prime example. Bonnieville is a prime example that them are just two that I could think of. That Brooks, they took it and moved it just outside of town and it killed the event. And them three towns that I know of have not ever recovered from moving. So that's why I was hoping we could pick the right spot. Kind of up to you guys whether you'd be willing to do something like that. I'm not a real good speaker, but I could talk rodeo forever. But just to talk to you guys and try to make you understand what I see.
So the land that you had picked out, I believe I heard you, but can you say it again where it was?
Well, is it Broadway?
Broadway. Yeah.
If you go all the way to the west of Broadway, you go
West,
past the greenhouses.
Yeah.
And
Past 8.
Which is in town.
Right.
yeah, you just go past there and then there's some grassland.
So you're talking about in Cypress County, really?
Yeah.
It maybe could be, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's quite possible.
Because I'm sure you're familiar where Huber's is. No,
I went to the landfill.
that's in Cypress County.
Place there, and it's just to the west of that.
Okay.
It's kind of, and there's a tower, some kind of cell tower there.
Just a big one up, just past me.
Yeah,
So just Broadway, still in town.
Say that again, sorry?
Just south of Broadway would still be in town. Past 8.
Were you referring to just,
yeah. Sorry, guys. I reckon last weekend, this morning or this afternoon, I couldn't get this morning.
Yeah.
So this is the land that I was thinking, right, where it says Redcliff there.
Oh, okay.
There's
Fortunately,
Redcliff. There's quite a bit of land there. And right here, there's an access and can't remember, well, there's an access there. And I thought for events to grow, they kind of have that room. You know, like there's every rodeo I've ever went to, the biggest problem I always had, once they grow, is parking and room for everything. Like they don't matter if you went to Houston or to St. Paul, Oregon, or even Medicine Hat's fairgrounds. That's their big problem.
Go ahead, Sean.
so believe it's still in Redcliff, but not land owned by Redcliff.
Okay.
I believe it's privately owned.
And what sort of attendance are you expecting?
It's hard to say. I would say that
What have you typically got? I'm sorry.
well, Patricia has hired me. They had an existing rodeo. They were having trouble with, they couldn't get the cowboys to come anymore. So they hired me to bring my stock and do our production and our social media thing. And they had 2,500 people come to their place on a weekend. Every year since they hired us, it's went up between 200 and 400 people. So now they have a parking problem. Now they're scrambling to figure out where to put the contestants because they're getting so many people there from. So on big picture, I wish we'd have 40,000 people come here. You know,
That'd be,
Raymond has a rodeo. They don't even serve alcohol or anything like that. And, they claim there's 12,000 people come to Raymond on that weekend. Raymond's not a very big town. So I'm hoping that I can build it that big. You know, Medicine Hat's summer rodeo, I believe they have been sold out the last 2 years. And I don't know what they see to that. So
I do some event planning as well and promotions. And during COVID, I put on a free drive-in movie theater.
Yeah.
And I think we had 900 people, and that caused a traffic jam in town. First time I've ever
Yeah.
seen that, which is a great problem.
well, it is.
So,
It
yeah.
is. You know, I wish I could tell you exactly. We got 3 inches of rain in Drumheller last year during the rodeo, and we were going to lose. Myself, I was going to lose money no matter what because of what the Egg Society had made me haul a bunch of dirt in, and then if I wanted to cancel or promote the rodeo or put it off, I was going to have to haul all the dirt out, then haul all the dirt back in. So I was going to lose money either way. So we went with it, and we got 3 inches of rain. We had 1,500 people come to the game. So, you know, Rock Springs. There's a lot of people that have a lot of really good feelings about Rock Springs Rodeo, you know, just in their past. If I can tie in, if I can get people to think about that, they will come. Because it was a great rodeo.
Did you say you also organize the many berries one?
Yes, I do.
That was so. So everything and foremost, they go to the many berries one and they have spoken for it. Like it's, and then they just end up drawing a lot of people as well.
Yep.
Into, again, a town that has 14 residents, so, and there's nothing else there, so, like.
So what do you provide exactly? What is all encompassing that you provide? And what do you need from us?
At the moment, all I need is land. I can bring an arena, I can set it up, I have the Lions Club on board to help me raise funds for self-sponsorship and everything. In the short term, I can do it all like that. As this thing grows, and I think for your guys' benefit in the long run, I believe there should be a permanent facility built there eventually. Now, I think the Lions Club, as being the rodeo committee with me, I think we should fund it ourselves in some way, shape, or form. You know, if we make money at this event, we should be able to put money back into it. And there's tourism grants and things like Patricia got all new grandstands this last year. And they built way more grandstands than that they ever had before. They need more seating. I told them when they were ordering, I said, when they were ordering these grandstands, I said, you gotta get bigger ones. So, oh, no, we way more than we ever had before. Well, they ran out of seating again. Good, brand new, great. It's a good problem to have. Just
So what are your, out of curiosity, what's your revenue streams from this? You get ticket sales, I assume?
yeah. So here's, if you really want to know the whole deal that I do with the Lions Clubs. What I do with the Lions Clubs is we put together an advertising program, and they go out and sell advertisement or sponsorship. They retain 20% of it in their pocket. That doesn't matter if it rains, shines, whatever. They get 20% right off the top. And I let them run a concession, and they get all the revenue from the concession.
So pop, chips, burgers.
Yeah. And some of my rodeos, one particular rodeo hires a church to run it, and they split the profits. And on their particular rodeo, they clear $7,000 on it. So they make 14. They bring in 14,000. They give half to the church, and they keep 7,000 themselves.
Okay.
Then admission, I keep the admission and the alcohol sales, and I pay all of this. You know, in Drumheller last year, I lost $7,500. hopefully this year it doesn't rain, I'll make $7,500. Like it's a,
Weather dependent event.
the reason I do it this way is, what I really noticed when I started doing this, a lot of the community groups wanted to do things, but they didn't want to take risk. Risk is bad things. And a lot of the rodeos, the reason events die is because they get some bad years and the committees lose money. And if I was just a stock contractor, I'd say, hey, where's my money? And so they got all these bills, but they didn't make any money. So that kills the event. Whereas when I do it, I lose money at Drumheller, but I make money at another one. So it kind of, if I get rained out at one rodeo, but I have 10 other ones, it cushions that one committee. So that committee will be there next year. You know, now like, as far as Drumheller goes, the sponsorship money that they have, the Lions Clubs has coming in this year is, like the president told me, is way better than it was last year. Even though we had 3 inches of rain, it's because we had the event and they made money, and it seems to be a good thing going on, right? And like I told Mandy Berries, same deal I made with them. But that's the only way I can think of to build rodeos. Like, because if you're gonna come to a Lions Club, or like I work at Lions Clubs, Elks, Kingsman, if you're gonna go tell them, hey, it's gonna cost you $62,000 to put this rodeo on, can you write me a check for it? Right?
Okay, so we've determined it's not our land, so I think what would have to happen is you'd have to apply for a special events license, talk to the landowner, and then I guess bring it back to us.
Can,
I guess there would be an additional question whether or not Redcliff Town Council is in favor of having this type of event within Redcliff. So would you want to receive the presentation for information? Administration can go away, and then at the next council meeting, we can bring it back with a motion. That gives you some additional time to think about the proposal. It's not happening until 27.
yeah, we're not doing it until 2020.
Yeah, we got time.
And then that also gives you a little bit of additional time and maybe discussions with Cody just about the ownership.
Yeah, because I don't know who the landowner isn't. You know, I can go to the
I'm sure liability be a big question on their mind,
yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely, like in,
and in ours too.
and they're probably thinking, you know, if this guy in the long term wants to build a fairgrounds here, that's it for me.
Yeah.
You know, but if we can make it work, are you guys okay with us having a rodeo at that spot if I can make it work?
Yes, that's
Through
something.
the chair.
Go ahead.
I used to patronize the Box Springs rodeo all the time, and it had, it was well run and it was well attended. Very well. And I thought it was just having a hiccup because of COVID, and I was expecting it to come back, but I guess it ain't coming back.
What happened there was our CNP was threatening to take their liquor license away because there was some things that weren't getting done properly. And then the people that owned the land got cold feet. The lease was up for renewal and they didn't want to renew it.
Well, they had an association and there were a lot of good people on that
There
association.
was, yeah, it's just the landowners that were scared of the liability. And that could be a problem I'm gonna run in here with this land. Like, I find it easier to deal with. Community.
Box Spring is disbanded and dead, period, right?
From what I understand. I've talked to some of the people that were, mostly kids of people that were on that committee. And one of the ladies that was on that committee is actually with another event I do. And it doesn't sound like they were on it. I couldn't get any traction. I've been thinking about this for close to 3 years.
No, I think it's a good idea, and I feel it's quite unfortunate because they had such a good thing going out of Box Springs.
Extremely good.
So in this next meeting, if you're willing to come back to it, maybe we should take a couple spots that would work if this landowner is not willing to come back. If this is something that we're wanting, and then propose that back to him.
Jen?
If I may, it's your chair, if I can ask an additional question, what kind of size would you need for this event?
Well, I believe Patricia has 21 acres. And they're running out. Just from what I understand, we're sort of the size there.
Okay.
I couldn't make a phone call to give exact,
Just,
but they're running out of room to 21 acres. You know, and
As far as tonight goes though, I think if I heard you correctly, we'll receive for information and direct administration to come back with some more information for us, so then we can make a decision at a future meeting.
yes,
So we're not going to decide here tonight.
so it might not exactly be the next council.
Since we're
Here, this obviously would be a circle type of thing. And they'd be, your stock would be going from one to another.
yeah, so currently at the moment, my stock goes to 9 events. There are a few, like, Patricia, I'm not a producer. Patricia, that's like, there's a committee that takes care of that. I do take stock to, writing on Stone on Monday, they got my stock there. And I'm not in charge of what they do. But most of the events are ones that.
So it's not signed up and you just move along.
So like from this particular year, July 3rd and 4th, I have one in Dunmore. And we've had, I think this is the fifth year. This will be the 5th year in Dunmore. From there, we go August 1st to Vauxhall, August 14th and 15th back to Drumheller, 21st, 22nd to Miniberries, September 4th and 5th, we're in Patricia. 10th, 11th weekend, we're in Hannah before the Pro Rodeo, the day before the Pro Rodeo. Then from there, we go to Wayne to our ranch rodeo. We got horses there on 23rd, I think it is. And next year I have that Shore Park is going in there. I'm talking with about 90% sure that Camrose is going to go into there somewhere. I'm talking with a group in Kamloops right now. Going to BC, Rock Creek, BC, and Lacombe. That's what I'm all talking with at the moment. So it'll be kind of a mixed there. And not all of them are going to come on board. Like some of these events I've started working on have taken, like Drumheller, it took me 3 years to get it to have the first rodeo.
No, I appreciate you considering Redcliff, and I think it's an opportunity.
And you're looking next year during Redcliff Days.
That's what I think is probably the best thing.
So I just got to add something to that. So if you do come back for a future meeting when we discuss this, I do beer gardens during Redcliff Days, so I'll have to excuse myself during the conversation, and I'm not allowed to talk about it. I won't be giving my opinion on anything because it'd be a conflict of interest for me. So if you see me excuse myself, that's the reason. Okay.
Yeah. And I'm okay with, like, as far as the beer garden stuff, if you're gonna make these things work, the whole community needs to go to it. You know, like Patricia doesn't sell alcohol at the rodeo. It's a very successful rodeo. They don't sell it because of the hotel in town that does sell it. And they don't want to wreck. They don't want to that hotel. It's their one, you know, that's the one weekend that Patricia Hotel makes their money for the year. And I'm okay with, I think it all needs to grow like together, right? Like I compete in places like Pendleton, Oregon. And yeah, you can drink all the alcohol you want at the rodeo. Downtown, there's bars and stuff downtown that's their biggest week of the year too. And I want everybody to do good on this thing. You know, I want myself to do good. I want every business in town to do good. And if you can grow it big enough and have big enough visions and big enough ideas, it can be big. Like you can build it somewhere. You can put your town on the map. Just it takes a while. Like
I just wanted to be upfront with you.
yeah, I know.
Okay. Any other questions from council? Okay. Are you done?
I'm done. All right, thank
Okay,
you.
would somebody like to go ahead.
If there's anybody who wants, my phone number, I believe, is on that thing. Anybody wants to talk about it? And if you have other ideas, just call me, I'll answer. Okay, thank you.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
No. That motion for council to receive that information and bring back more information.
Okay, motion.
Everybody understand the motion? Okay, all in favor? And opposed? That is carried. Thank you, Alan. Okay. Minutes, council meeting, March 23rd, 2026 minutes. Somebody move for adoption? Thank you, Eric. Any errors or omissions in the minutes? Seeing none, all in favor? And opposed? That is carried. Redcliff Cypress Regional Waste Management Authority meeting. Thank you, Larry. Any questions or errors on that? Being none, all in favor? And opposed? That is carried. Redcliffe Library Board meeting minutes. Thank you, Barry. Councilor Backer, sorry. Trying to get in the habit of using last names. Any errors or omissions there? All in favor? And opposed? That is carried. Bylaws, bylaw number 2005-2026. The animal control bylaw, consolidating all three for the first reading. Somebody'd like to make that motion?
I'll make that motion to put first reading on the two.
Thank you, Eric. Did you want to talk on this at all, Shannon?
Is there any questions? Everything should be encompassed in the RFD. If you would like us to clarify, we can do that.
Pretty exclusive. Yeah, it's pretty extensive. If you have any questions.
Yeah, we gave direction, I believe, at the GPC when we had it.
And you went to council.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's right, too.
That one's over here.
Yes.
Councilor or Mayor Zimmer.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Councilor Patrick.
So maybe I missed it, but remember when we were talking about a definition of harassment of animals? I didn't see that in there.
It was not. I've had a definition of abuse.
Yes,
But not harassment.
Right.
the definition of abuse was added.
Okay. Okay. Because I did read where if you initiate getting bit by a dog, that's your own fault. But I didn't. Yeah, it's okay. You can't untie him and let him loose. I read most of that, but okay. If it's in there, then that's the main thing. Because, yeah.
You have anything further, Cody?
Just the addition of the word abuse, and then that definition covers that, and then also the added definition of distress. So that way there is a differentiation between abuse and distress.
Right. So harassment and abuse are considered the same then, is what you're saying.
For the application of the bylaw, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, Eric's motion for the first reading for the bylaw. All in favor? And opposed? That is carried for the first reading. Request for decision, the Gordon Memorial United Blessing of the Bikes. They do every year.
Option number one.
I assume, yes, I should ask. Any questions about this? Seeing none, all in favor? That is carried. Working regionally workshop. They would like to move that.
I'll move option one that we support a 2-day tri-area regional workshop, provided we can get I guess participation with the other regions, but facilitating it by a third party with the town of Redcliff's contribution not to exceed 7,500. Further, that the 7,500 be included in the final operating budget.
I don't think it'll be a problem getting there. Participation, Councillor Patrick, go ahead.
So, Chris, you were at that meeting and Mike was too. And I think Shannon was also. I didn't know the numbers got that high. Like we're talking 24,000 now, right?
Yeah, I believe it comes to 23.5 total, but I don't remember where we came up with that number. That was just an estimate, wasn't it?
I believe the number came up in the working committee. Is that correct, Mike?
That number came from Cypress County.
Okay.
So we must be hiring the best facilitator ever because like I say, at the meeting, I remember it just being a few $1,000s, but now
Well,
it's
there's
23.
talk about getting somebody that was totally impartial and unbiased. That word was kicked around a lot because it came
Well,
from an
there's-
internal.
Okay.
It came
Well,
from an
there can be
internal.
no such thing.
If it was an internal source employee from the city, for example, they would have a bias built into them. So this was the number that was kicked around. I don't believe we have an exact quote. I don't know where they got the number from exactly, but hopefully it'll be cheaper. But it was a three-way split on this, of course. Any other comments, questions, input?
You're right.
Good.
I think if this is what we've got going for us, we should participate in it because I think what we want is more collaboration between our municipalities.
Yep. Okay. No other questions? All in favor? And opposed? That is carried. Christmas decoration inventory and replacement review.
I'll move option
I'm sorry, which option was that?
one.
So
To replace the decorations identified as required immediate replacement and the 2026 inventory review in the amount of $9,000 to be added to the 2026 operating budget funding from purchasing reserve.
What you just said.
Just reminding myself which one that was. Means they are nice to see. Spruces up the town for a few weeks. Yes. Councillor Kilpatrick.
So I guess the question I have is, you know, and I don't want to call this a Christmas wish list or anything, but when we're buying these things, and I guess I've been on council a long time and we've done this a couple of different times. And, you know, like we have reserves for equipment and we have reserves for 100 different items. Why can't somewhere there be some money that we say, well, every 5 years we replace a third or something like that? Like, I just don't understand why this all of a sudden has to become a mill rate hit for a Christmas light. Like, these lights aren't new. And yes, everything gets old and needs to be replaced. So why can't there be some maintenance allocation for this instead of all of a sudden we have to put it in the budget?
So through the chair, I'll speak to this. This wouldn't be a mill rate hit. It would be coming from the purchasing reserve for this exact reason. Well, bylaw states.
Okay, that's my bad then, because it is written right in there. It's coming from the purchasing reserve.
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
And so that's for the purchasing, repairing vehicles, repairing buildings. It's for the repairs of machines, equipment, vehicles, that type of thing.
Yeah, that's exactly what I would like it to come, where it should be. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay, perfect.
And we also discussed the reserves about a year ago or 8 months ago, where you kind of broadened them up a little bit to address that issue so they weren't so restrictive.
No, we condensed a whole bunch of them into less reserves.
Yeah,
We're less specific now than we used to be.
yes. That's what I was saying, I think. But,
Oh.
yeah,
Okay,
maybe the translation to Asia didn't work.
it didn't, Chris, it didn't.
Fair enough. Okay, so any other questions on this? Eric, go ahead.
I just want to see, if we're gonna replace any, I don't want to see. I think I don't know the word for it, antiqueness of these decorations. patina of these decorations and decor is what creates the ambiance of Redcliff during Christmas. The new modern, like I wouldn't, it's been 15 years since Medicine Hat replaced theirs and I still consider them new, the blue and white ones. But these ones, I like them way better. They give the small town feel that everybody in Redcliff likes. So if we're going to replace any, I'd like to see them replaced in that same.
It does stay the same.
It does? Okay.
But it also says LED. The
Yeah.
old ones aren't LED, I'm quite sure.
But multicolors.
To weigh in.
Yes,
So staff felt the same and we've investigated and found almost like for like. They will custom build us for the prices we have put forward for our current.
Wonderful. Thank you.
and that's a great point because whenever they go up, I always think back to when I was a kid driving downtown Medicine Hat. And yeah, reminds me of
Trust me,
that.
I heard about it from my wife. Better not be changing with the design.
Pardon me, if you share, they'll just have some modern advances, like they'll have different kinds of metal, be a little bit more sturdy and.
That's fine. As long as they look the same and they have that same feel. I understand that.
Traditional feel.
That traditional feel, that small town, that's what so many people appreciate in them. And I think that's the direction we need to go.
Andrew went super modern, new with them, they wouldn't match with the other ones anyways.
Okay, no, thank you, Rich.
Okay, any other questions or comments about this?
Did we see which ones in these pictures are the broken ones?
Kind of hard to see.
Because I couldn't see like any actual visual.
No, so it's very hard to identify, but the total requiring replacement, we need 2 poinsettia, 3 Christmas stockings, 1 candy cane, 2 Christmas tree, and 1 bell.
Okay,
Some require repair. We believe we can do that in-house. But
so I guess that brings me to the next point. Like these things are pretty close up in these pictures. They are 20 feet away when they're up where they're supposed to be. And if we visually from these pictures can't see any damage or anything wrong with them, is there something stopping them from being able to be used again? Like what's the damage?
What is the damage on them? Is it just the electrical part of it?
a little bit of electrical, a bit of the hardware was bent significantly enough that we cannot weld it any further. So that's why it's a little hard to see. For those ones that are damaged, we would salvage the parts for the other ones. So we'd have a little bit of a stock, like some of the tinsel and so on and so forth.
Okay, go ahead.
I am quite familiar with these and your report is excellent.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you.
Our tinsel expert.
I've changed 10,000 of these bulbs. I know these things.
There we go. Did that answer your question, Brady?
Yeah.
Okay. No other comment? Okay, call vote to order. All in favor? And opposed? It's carried. Legion pitch-in request, pitch-in week request. Very option one. That is to approve a one-time exemption for them. So they did come to us last year, year before, and we denied it. Does it say in here? Thought I read it here. It does say in there?
We received it for information, so that's
Right.
not
That's- yeah.
making any motion at all.
Yes, that's what it was. 2023, we did it. There we go. Counselor on. Okay. Any questions on this or discussion? Did you have anything to say?
I
Shane?
have nothing for them.
You just twitched. Okay, I'll call it to order. All in favor? And opposed? That is defeated. Do we need,
Are we confirmed that Dwight opposed it?
good question. It could have been a leg there. Dwight, were you yay or nay?
I was actually, yes. I didn't realize it took that long to get there.
Yes, okay, all right then. So then it is not defeated then. It's approved. Okay,
Good going.
yep,
That's really good.
yep. I never caught on to that. Zamboni conditioner.
I would just like to make the motion that we fix it.
Option number one, I believe. To get $30,000 to fix it.
I can't tell. Bonnie's got a black screen right now.
Option number one is proceed with repairs to replace the conditioner and address the deficiencies identified during inspection, up to $30,000 to be funded from the operating budget.
Yeah, that one.
Just to go through them, just to make sure it's the right option. Number two is continue operating unit 159 and bring forward replacement options during the 2027 capital budget. Or
Yeah,
number three is allocate 196 for the purchase of a new ice resurfacer.
Yeah, I can see him now.
Okay, number one is what you meant.
Yeah. Because we had this long discussion last year too. And
Okay, any discussion on this?
Sure.
Go ahead.
I concur with that, and I don't see that this particular machine is houred out. It doesn't have that many hours on it, does it?
There's a lot of problems, but it's not houred out.
Mhm. It meets the criteria
those-
for replacement, but not.
Yeah.
Time wise.
But those, yeah, the other thing to look at is, like Eric mentioned, a lot of problems. You got to look at how many years those problems are over. Like when you got to replace a rad cap, I don't really call that a problem. You know, some of the things that are written there are hardly problems. It's called maintenance. You would have to do that on your own vehicle. So, yeah, it's got very low hours on it compared to something working in a big facility. And I don't understand the kilometers, how we're 300,000 kilometers. I guess I don't know how many miles you put on it per flood.
Did I read in there, through the chair, did I read in there that the inspection was causing some of the issues, like replacement covers were not on there? There were some other issues after annual inspection. Was there some issues?
Sorry,
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'll find it.
I think what you're saying is it went out to a third party, they went out to get looked at, it came back with a really long list of things that were wrong,
Correct.
which how accurate was that? Our mechanic is awesome. I don't think this could be even possible.
No, so the third party identified some concerns. It was seconded by our mechanic. Over the season, we adjusted the blade to level. So it's just the conditioner and a couple other minor repairs.
Okay, there were some adjustments to the chain. There was a cover that was removed that wasn't there. I'm just curious if taking it to a third party was a problem.
No, we just wanted to ensure that the frame situation,
Okay,
right? So that was the extent of it. All the other ones we are aware of and we can complete in-house. The $30,000 would be for replacement of the conditioner.
okay.
Any other questions? Okay, option number one, all in favor? And opposed? That is carried. 0-1. Water treatment plant overhead heaters. Somebody want to move that? Bernie?
Option one.
Option one. Go ahead, Eric.
You have a question on this. So we sent it out for tender. It's only 25 grand was the option. So we didn't open it up to everybody. But I was concerned we didn't get anything back to 25,000 or within budget. So instead of opening it up, we just increased the budget. Is that my understanding?
That's quite clear in your question, but we put it out for quotes.
Yeah.
Because
with three.
we identified the issue, which is based on our policy.
Oh, I understand that. But was there anybody that came within budget from those three?
So before bringing it to council, we went out and did our investigation. The three quotes, the lowest is what number you see here,
Yeah.
slightly under the 25. So we just wanted to give you an accurate representation of what this could cost if you choose to proceed.
Okay. Okay, I was just curious.
This has not gone out yet.
Okay, and why did, the three that we did choose, what was the prerequisite for sending those out?
Just to get some numbers,
Okay.
some investigation.
Okay.
We wanted to see the full extent of the repairs required, if it was a new unit or if something could be replaced.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, this is something that was not budgeted for.
Correct.
Yeah, so it wasn't in the
So we were looking for a budget number as well.
budget. Go ahead.
So if we're replacing two, what do the other four look like?
We did not receive anything negative from the inspection.
Councillor Patrick, go ahead.
Well, actually, that was almost my question, is if two are gone, and what are the other four like? And is there a reason why these two failed in technically 8 years? Are they in some different environment than the other four? Or do they get used more? Because thermostats don't always kick everything in at the same time. Yeah. I'm a little bit shocked at a 400,000 Resner costing 12,000 each, but that's life, I guess.
So these overhead heaters are sporadically placed throughout the water treatment plant. These two are by overhead doors and the chemicals. So they get a little bit of more outside temperature, so they have a little bit of fluctuation.
So they would be kicking a lot more often.
And obviously they're not sealed combustion, or because you can get these heaters that bring in outside air for combustion. I just don't know. Yeah. Because in a corrosive environment, you would want to be using better house air.
We don't have those details tonight.
Okay, no, it's all good. Did Larry look at them?
Personally, they are sealed combustion. Well, they do take air from outside.
Okay, so that's what I was wondering. Okay. All right.
Okay, any more discussion on these? Okay, all in favor? And opposed? That is carried. Home cleaning service provider change, additional information brought forth. Brady, option one. You're authorized to enter into contract. And go ahead, Dwight.
Nope, I'd make the motion if Brady didn't beat me. That's fine.
He beat you.
Matrix got them.
Okay, thanks for going back and getting that information. I see they're not bonded, but the insurance company was happy with it.
They were okay with it.
Okay. Okay, well, that answered all the questions I had anyways. I feel comfortable with them now.
If council would like, we can make that a requirement, but it's not mandatory based on your discussions with the insurance company.
I think I'm fine with it. Yeah. Okay, all in favor of Brady's motion to move to them? And opposed? That is carried. Temporary road closures for Redcliff days.
Dealt with that.
You
Option number one.
don't want to cancel Redcliff days? Okay, any discussion on this? All in favor? And opposed? That is carried. Southeast Alberta Economic Opportunity Strategies Agreement. Want to make a motion there? Brady, option one. Assume that was to approve it and to fund it. Any discussion on this? Same as last year. Seeing none, all in favor? And opposed, that is carried. Policy number 95, self-administered supplementary pension plan, management and employees. You want to make a motion? You switch now, Brady. Brady to switch over. You want to talk about it at all? Is there anything to really say?
I do have a quick question. If we were to go to a different pension or a different plan, oh, sorry, this is the pension plan. I thought I was talking benefits. My apologies. Sorry.
The policy is just here to
Yep.
provide some minor updates.
Yep. I jumped the gun.
All in favor? And opposed? That is carried.
Even that Dwight.
Yeah. Even got a shake in his head.
Policy number 101. Water and sewer service connection inspection.
Move option one.
That. Option 1, any discussion on this? Seeing none, all in favor? And opposed? That is carried. Correspondence, municipal affairs for information. I heard, I got Bernie first, sorry. Okay. Any questions? All in favor? And opposed, that is carried. Burger municipalities, Bill 28. Information. Any discussion on this? All in favor? And opposed, that is carried. Alberta Municipal Affairs, the assessment model review from our leader, Dan Williams.
Information.
Ready for information. Any discussion? All in favor? Opposed, that is carried. YXH Airport Master Plan for information. Any discussion on this? Go ahead, Dwight.
So did anybody click on the links to read the actual report? I have to admit I didn't. So
I clicked on it. I don't recall what I saw though. So now I clicked on it.
Well-
Yeah. Clearly you didn't click on it then.
I did not. No, I admitted I didn't. That's why I was wondering, what is the meat and potatoes? What are they thinking they're going to get out of this?
Shape your
Are
seat.
they going to get a new airline or? If nobody read it,
No,
My legs.
I don't think that's the right.
if nobody read it, let's carry on.
So-
Sorry.
Dwight, the airport master plan is improving the airport to meet current and forecasted demands of the facilities, using land for new projects, addressing the impacts of the airport to the community and environment, and attracting new businesses and services. It doesn't really say in detail what exactly the steps are to do that, but I'm guessing the attracting new businesses is probably looking for somebody else to operate there.
I
Okay,
would suspect they're in talks with other airlines.
okay. All right. Okay, that's just what I was wondering. I just didn't know if there was anything further happening since the announcement for June.
Just the infrastructure assessment and then the master plan, new master plan.
Okay.
Take your time discussing this. I accidentally closed off my package. Or we'll just go to vote. All in favor? And opposed, that is carried. Other Southeast Alberta Economic Opportunity Strategy Council update for information. Thank you, Brady. Any discussion on this? Feel free to have some discussion. Okay, no. Don't remember there was really nothing we had to update, was there, John?
No, it's just for information, yeah. Update since October, I think it was September, or October when we brought you an update.
Right, all in favor? Opposed, that is carried. 2026 tax year designated dips, assessment complaints. In for consideration, sir.
I'll look at option 2.
Option 2, receive staff report. This doesn't affect us much. Any discussion on this topic? Somebody want to save Rogers some money? Nope. All in favor? Opposed, that is carried. Utility bill penalty. For consideration.
Motion one.
Brady is offering to be that guy.
We see that for information.
Information.
Yeah. So ultimately, us swallowing the mistake. Did we get the problem fixed? Do we know?
I don't think we were able to clearly identify what happened.
It's gonna be fine for next time though?
Be a double, triple, quadruple check.
Okay, maybe we'll print off one or two before we print off. Okay. Any discussion on this? All in favor? And opposed? Bernie's back.
Made that motion?
Brady,
Okay.
municipal manager report for information.
For information.
Thank you, Matt. Are there any questions of Shannon from this? And picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Small picture.
Picture of the lockers and about 2 feet of the wall, maybe. Photographers, we are not. Any other comments from the manager report? Seeing none, to receive for information, all in favor? Opposed, that is carried. Council reports. Did anybody learn anything or do anything?
I did do a library meeting, monthly inspections. They've had one since the election, and they were wondering if they would get inspections back to once a month, how they used to be.
Inspections taking place, I could provide those to the library.
Okay, if you could provide that to them, they'd be interested to see that. Thank you.
What are the inspections on?
The entire facility,
Oh,
doors, fire alarms.
it's just an assessment of the asset. Okay. Anybody else do or hear anything?
Like name inspections.
I was at the landfill meeting and, I don't know, it's still taking in garbage, but, I guess the stuff that a person would report may be better discussed in closed.
Okay. We can maybe put that on the agenda sometime. I went to the Municipal Leaders Caucus in Edmonton. It's basically a small AB munis. A couple of notes I took from that to report back. I believe it's as per Bill 28, we can now list of the policing requisition on our taxes as a separate line, just like we have for education and for Cypress View. So with policing becoming more and more of a cost, just in the spirit of transparency, we can list how much of our budget is going toward policing and bring light to that. Just an option. Hopefully wouldn't cause any friction with the RCMP. When the taxes are sent out, we can consider sharing the municipal's affairs fact sheet on the school requisition, because the school requisition, as we all know, is going up 20% this year. So it's going to be a significant factor for a lot of our residents. We can even include their phone number if we wanted to. Counselor accountability framework is coming to replace the code of conduct. Conflict of interest will be included in this, and more explanation is expected. They're also advocating when we do a project funded from LGFF to send out acknowledgement to our local MLA, just so that way they can get some clout out of it as well, and might be in our best interest going forward. The RMA president was talking about the policing funding model and mentioned that there are rural municipalities on the brink of failure because of the pressures from the policing costs. So it's not just us, of course, but there's some people there's some places out there that are really experiencing big pressures from this. Another thing that Trevor DeRue said, police officers' wages are probably only going up. And his quote was, "I've never seen a labor shortage like what we're experiencing in his 38 years." So, but we also had Staff Sergeant Cordy come to us last quarter, saying that we're getting 2 new.
One's already here. I met him.
Oh, yeah, okay, there we go. That's what I got to report.
Yeah. It was,
He has been handcuffed.
Him and another member provided an escort from Cubs out.
Nice.
Oh, right.
Very nice.
Yeah, saw that.
Good to see that, yeah.
Anybody else have anything to report back? Okay. Somebody, oh, we should move that first. Somebody want to move that for information first? Sure. Thanks. Now we can discuss it.
Okay, start again.
Okay. Matt did that. Okay, all in favor? And opposed, that is carried. Landfill graphs. Councillor Liepert. Any questions, comments? Seeing none, all in favor? And opposed, that is carried. Important meetings and events for information.
Oh, for information, Tom.
Thank you, Matt.
6 PM from there.
There we go.
There you go.
There's your answer, yeah. Okay, all in favor? And opposed? That is carried. Do we need a recess?
No.
2 minutes.
2-minute recess coming up. 2 to 4 minute recess coming up.